Okay, so here we have my 2011 MacBook Pro. This was a quad-core 2 gigahertz i7, and about 2 weeks ago the graphics card crapped out on it. And this has been my main editing and coding machine for the last 6 or 7 years. It's been a workhorse and I've really enjoyed it, but recently I've been working on a lot of 4K time lapses, and this machine just can't keep up. So, with Apple's announcement they had last week, I had fully intended on buying probably an iMac was my plan, but they didn't update the iMac. So instead, I ordered the 2018 Mac Mini, and it was just delivered. This isn't one of those unboxings where Apple supplied the hardware to some big name YouTuber and just sent it to him for free. This is a very small channel. I paid for this myself. And just for fun, since my main YouTube channel is about woodworking, instead of just opening this with some fancy knife like most people do, I'm going to use a fancy custom-made Bad Axe Toolworks handsaw. That's actually what they're called. All right. Okay. There we go. This is it. So I went with I didn't go fully maxed out, and I didn't go for the base model. So for the foreseeable future, this is going to be my main box, just as my MacBook Pro was before. Because of that, I didn't go with the entry-level model. I wanted this to have as much power as I could get within reason. So I went with the 6-core i7, but I only went with the 8 gigs of RAM because I've got 32 gigs ready to install. Way, way cheaper to do it that way. So let's pop this open. Next, again, because I do woodworking, I'm going to use a chisel. This is a 1/2 inch Lee Nielsen bevel edge chisel. Ooh, there we go. And just for a quick comparison, pop this out of the box. So this is 2018, and this is my kid's Mac Mini. It is an older one. This was actually my very first Mac. I think it's a 2010. I don't remember for sure. It is a dual-core i5, I think, but I'm really not sure. It's really old. It still works for homework, so we still keep it. So here's many years ago, like 7 or 8 years old. Here's 10 minutes old. Now I know some people say, well, why even bother with a Mac? Why don't you just get a Windows machine? Apple is a ripoff, blah, 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 whatever. I make apps for iOS. I have to have a Mac. So that's just the way it has to be. And I've had really, really good luck with them. They've lasted longer than any Windows computer I've ever had with no problem. So does it cost a little more? Yes. But I'm making money with it, so it's worth it. If I was a gamer, maybe that would make a difference, but I don't play games, so. And let's take off the fancy plastic. Okay. Well, there she is. Obviously no DVD drive anymore, and the activity light is moved to the bottom. And oh, looks like we've got some sort of a dust shield across the ports. Compare that to the old one. So there's some obvious differences. We don't have an SD card reader anymore, and we don't have the optical out. I would like to have the card reader, but I have an external one, so that's not a huge deal. HDMI will be nice. I didn't go for the 10 gigabit Ethernet just because I really don't need it for the setup I have. I don't really have anything that's USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 yet, and most of my external storage currently is USB 3, and I need more than just the two here, so I ordered these USB-C to USB 3 adapters on Amazon. It was $5 for a 2-pack, not bad. One of the biggest changes in the Mac Mini with this model is that you're now back to upgradable RAM, which they had gotten rid of a few years ago. With this old one, the bottom just twists and comes off and you can upgrade the RAM. It's dirty, but I upgraded this RAM years and years ago. And on more recent models, you couldn't do that. The RAM was soldered in, but with the new one, it's back to being SODIMM, so it can be upgraded. Anyway, this is it. One thing I have not looked into yet is how to take the bottom off. Let's see what else we have. That's a little disappointing, but it really doesn't matter. I was thinking if they're moving all of this to space gray that maybe the stickers would be for this like they are with the iMac Pro, but apparently not. That's okay. Power cord, I think that's it. So basically that's everything that comes with it. As I said, I do have RAM that I'm going to install on this, but I'm not actually sure how the base plate comes off yet. So that's going to be a separate video. For now, I'm just going to go plug this in, get it set up, and the RAM will be a separate video. Anyway, that's my new machine. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.